mind if we record you? You mind if we record you?
Okay, that's fine.
Huh?
What did you say?
Do you mind if we record you?
Do what you gotta do, man.
Awesome.
This is cool, I understand.
What was your name? Officer
Sergeant Hatton.
Sergeant Hatton?
What's going on?
What story are you guys doing?
I'm just doing a couple individual stories.
What?
I'm doing some individual stories for Bacca.
LA?
No, the Bay, actually.
San Francisco?
Okay.
Here you go.
I'm enjoying my stay though. Columbia's a cool place.
What's that?
I'm enjoying my stay though. Columbia's a cool place.
Alright. I grew up here, so.
How do you like your new chief?
It's alright.
He
promoted me, so what can I say?
Nice.
Awesome.
So you must be one of the good ones then.
I don't know about that. Bad ones are you referring to?
We went to SWAT raid homes.
What's that?
SWAT raids on Mount.
You was actually on the SWAT team?
The ones
The one with.
Once you don't follow procedure, that's what we're talking about.
You were on the SWAT team that did the Kinlock Court?
I got off just prior to that. I was on it for 7 years.
What's your feelings about that SWAT raid?
Excuse me?
What are your feelings about that SWAT raid that happened?
I think we followed procedure just fine. I wouldn't have done anything different.
You wouldn't have done nothing different? What about
I'm
that?
asking, how do you feel about the national attention on it at all?
It didn't bother me one bit.
No, I mean, I'm not asking if it bothers you, but like, it creates a dialogue, so I'm curious about what kind of like dialogue it creates even the police community at all.
Been through countless wars. I don't think people should be critiquing something they don't know about.
No, I'm not even talking about critiquing, I'm just talking about like...
Well, I mean, that's what the national debate was.
No, well, and that's where it fails. It's not talking about dialogue, it's talking about bad, wrong, right. You know, it's talking about these black and white issues rather than the gray issue. But do you feel that as a police officer you should be spending your time doing those kind of raids, or...?
Certainly. It's a necessary evil.
For what reason? I guess that's my question.
Because marijuana is illegal. And all other drugs are illegal.
So why do you feel like the SWAT raid is the appropriate...
and that's a drug,
I agree with you.
But why do you feel like the SWAT raid is the appropriate venue for that, I guess?
What's that?
Why do you feel like a SWAT team is the appropriate venue for a marijuana raid?
Well, I guess I'd have to say that, you know, sometimes that's just what's necessary.
But, I mean, I guess I'm trying to expound upon that sentiment a little bit, but why?
I think we're going to have to agree to disagree on this issue.
No, I mean, I'm not saying any agreement or disagreement on it. I'm asking you why. Like, what's the reason behind that?
Well, because sometimes, you know, it's a little more dangerous than just going up, hey, can you give us your marijuana you're not supposed to have? No, okay.
But in Colombia, you have a lowest priority law?
Yeah, no, not for dealers.
But did you know that he was a dealer or proof? Is it two anonymous tips, or is it...
We're just going to keep digging this hole, aren't we?
Yeah, if you feel uncomfortable, we'll quit.
What I'm trying to do is create an open dialogue between the police and citizens, because we're all the same people, we all live in the same country.
Yeah, but you're not a standard citizen. You're here doing a piece on this, so that doesn't make you just a citizen. That makes you someone that has an agenda.
I'm a tax-paying American.
Well, do police have an agenda? I mean,
we both are. That's my point. We have a common standing.
So how do you keep the public safe when you do SWAT raids for marijuana, which is non-violent crime?
I disagree with you that it's a non-violent crime.
Is it a non-violent crime because marijuana is a violent drug, or because of the prohibition laws surrounding it?
It's because of the people who traffic it.
But the people who traffic it, are they violent because of the laws, or are they violent because of the
You've
drug?
practiced this quite a bit.
No,
yes, you have.
I'm just
typed it all up.
I'm just a well-educated girl. What can I
Probably a
say?
script, I'd guess.
It's not a script.
Sure it is.
No, we're not scripted
That's
at
cute,
all.
but it's not. I swear, it's not. Like, I'm just very well-educated, so I speak very completely. So.
I'm not saying you're uneducated. I'm just saying you probably practice this a little bit.
No practicing. I didn't know it was 4 years old before I got on the phone. So.
I'm actually a criminal justice master's student, so we do know a little bit about the laws themselves.
I'm not looking for a debate on whether or not you should have been there. What I'm trying to find out is...
SWAT tactics and the men and the women that actually hold on. What do you know about those people? And all the
I have a brother that's actually a Texas police officer. When he viewed the video of Columbia, he couldn't believe it himself. He couldn't believe that the tactics that you guys took, not you took.
Is he a SWAT operator?
He's a police officer. He's not a SWAT operator, no sir.
There you go.
But he's been a police officer for 10 years.
Where?
In Texas.
Where at in Texas?
Near Houston and Dallas area.
How big is the town that he operates in?
Just as big as the chief come from, which is
I don't know.
40,000.
Not exactly real big.
Can I go back to your question a little bit? The SWAT exists to handle situations that normal police officers can't normally handle, where stuff like hostage situations or guns or violent situations.
Pretty standard answer.
Which is the standard answer. But when you like Google it or whatever, this is what you're going to get. So I'm wondering why, when you have something like marijuana, it's the necessity to bring the SWAT team rather than just a regular police raid.
Well, I would be hard pressed to say that you're going to get a SWAT team to go take someone that has no history of it, go to their house, knock their door down, and go in and take their shaker and maybe some zigzags. I doubt you're going to get that. Matter of fact, it would be absurd if a judge signed a warrant for that. Quite frankly. So what you guys don't get is all the information. Okay?
Tell me what I'm missing.
You just have to keep digging.
I mean, I'm neutral. I'm curious. Well, this is what I'm thinking right now. I'm neutral. Tell
I'm
me.
not going to tell you.
So I'm only going to get this opinion from the marijuana community, but not from the police who did it, because I would like to hear what you guys have to say.
I
Like,
didn't
I'd like
do the
for you to
search
tell
warrant.
me.
My
Like,
department did it, but I wasn't on it.
I mean, I'd like to hear. Like, I mean, if there's something I don't know that I can't find in my digging, which I've been digging,
You're a
I'd like to hear.
well-educated lady. Keep digging.
I am. Thank you for throwing that back at me. I am an MBA student. But,
So are all drug-related search warrants conducted with SWAT?
Are all drug-related search warrants conducted with SWAT?
In Colombia?
I wouldn't say all, probably. I wouldn't say all.
Do you feel that surveillance should have been conducted before the court search warrant was executed?
I don't know. It wasn't. We did not conduct surveillance on all search warrants. It wasn't standard practice.
Back then, before the new chief came, is that what you're saying? So the old chief of police wasn't doing his job
That's
properly.
just not the way that they did it.
That's just not the way they did it. So they didn't just ran in on people's homes without doing any type of surveillance.
giggling.
We're not trying to irritate you. We're really not trying
we're
to.
have to disagree.
We're really not trying
on
to
this
irritate you.
issue.
But we're not
You know,
giving you an opinion, we're just asking questions.
No, he actually did give an opinion. When he said, "Oh, you guys just run in on people's houses without surveillance."
Oh, okay.
Isn't that what you just said?
Yeah, but you also said
That's an observation.
that's
I mean,
also you said that was standard procedure back then.
What I said is we didn't do it.
You didn't
We
do.
didn't do surveillance on every search warrant.
but you do think that you should have, correct? Or to know if there's children in the home, or what kind of pets you might encounter, things of that nature.
Do you mind if we get you on camera?
Surveillance.
What if
Your
we
child
surveilled it for 2 weeks and saw no children, but on that day his family, unbeknownst to us?
Well, if a child lives in the home, usually you're going to see the child going in and out of the home. I mean,
They're out of
that's,
town for 2 weeks on vacation.
well then,
What if they're with their
maybe you would have known
grandparents
that they were on vacation because nobody was there.
How would we know?
Because mother's not there.
No, I said, what if the child's in Texas?
What if the child's in
Yeah,
Texas?
what if there's no way of knowing that?
I'm confused.
I mean, I'm just as confused.
I mean,
as you
like
are.
surveillance,
We could play what if all day long.
you use surveillance to know, like,
not playing with it. We're
further
trying to
the
find the facts.
investigation and know the facts surrounding that home before you go into it, correct? And that is the new standard operating procedure, right?
Yeah, that's the news.
So-
Have we had an incident that I don't know about where a procedure was broken on a search warrant that we served?
Well, what I'm
Yes,
asking
no.
is, do you feel that surveillance
It's probably a
should
smart
have been
idea.
conducted?
It's probably a smart idea for that to happen.
Awesome.
The reality of it is that it probably doesn't happen all the time,
Yeah,
and it didn't happen all the time. But
right.
you can't go back and play. You can't do that.
Like what else?
Monday morning
Stuff like that.
quarterbacking is always hindsight's always 20/20, right? You
Right.
always know what's best after the fact.
That's true. That's true.
So-
But with some foresight, you know, you can also know what you're getting
Sometimes you
into
can.
as well.
Sometimes you can. Other times you can't.
Yeah.
You can't
I hear
necessarily
ya.
always control what happens when
I
you
hear
walk
you.
through the door.
But with a good investigation, I feel that stuff could have went down a lot
Do you
better.
know what the first thing to go to hell is in war? The best laid plan.
Well, this isn't war, sweetheart. You're in
Oh,
you're in
see,
America.
Sweetheart. What's that? Yes.
That's a good question. Is most of the
We're
people?
in America, and this is a free country.
Absolutely.
And
With
we're
rules,
not in a war zone.
a free country with rules and regulations that everybody has to follow, right?
That's right. Everyone has to abide by it, even the police, correct?
Absolutely.
All right.
Actually,
All right, good.
actually more so.
Definitely.
You're-
Because we can
Definitely.
recognize more than anybody.
Definitely. Definitely.
Right?
Right.
And that's funny because the media does an incredible job of reporting things that are not always accurate. Who holds them to the higher standard?
Well, let me say that the
Yeah.
media, whenever
It's true, we do.
a
We get
police
a lot of
officer
shit.
does, when a police officer does
And you should
pull
protest
someone
if you
from
get
a burning car, they report that too.
Yeah, on about the back page.
But, officer, whenever we report something incorrectly, you should file an official complaint.
And it
an
goes
official
straight where
collection
all the
route.
other ones go, which will probably be right in the trash.
I've only
No,
got
we
one
feel
report
about
and
the,
I
you know, the
filed it.
citizens feel the same way when they make a complaint to the police department too. Sometimes is that they goes.
Actually, we got a pretty strenuous. Actually, our IA.
I agree.
Our
Right now,
IA
you do.
department is so swamped, it's not even funny.
I,
With stuff that shouldn't even be heard.
I agree that,
It's ridiculous.
that you guys
Well, why
have
shouldn't citizens
changed and tightened things up.
If they have a problem.
Why does someone in California have a right to talk about an issue that's going on in Colombia?
Oh, well,
Because it affects all
it's a
Americans.
nationwide issue, honestly.
But we're talking
A
about
lot
right
of
here.
people-
We're talking
Colombia
about right
sets standards for the rest of the nation.
right.
We're a huge college town. Not only people from Colombia come here.
Yeah, but
Because it
people
happens in
come.
California too. It happens in California still.
It happens across the
All I
United
can tell you is
States.
someone that lives in California should not and does not have the right to come here and argue about something that doesn't even affect them. I don't understand that. How does that work?
But a Columbia citizen does, right?
Absolutely. They live here. They have
Well,
an
thank you.
absolute
I'm a
right.
Columbia citizen.
They have an absolute right to come here and or the citizen has every right to come down and talk about issues that affect the community. But
You know,
someone in
what I would
California does
definitely
not.
like to see is for police and citizens to get together and actually
And do what
talk
we're doing right now.
and create a dialogue like we're doing now, you know?
That may
Would you
happen.
have a problem with that? If I emailed you, would you like to come and have a conversation with us? With a group of the public or?
I don't necessarily have a problem with that.
Okay.
But typically what these open sessions turn into is one great big, well, you did this and you did this and you did this.
Well, as long as you know that there's a moderator
Well,
there that's not going to let someone get out of hand.
Well, who's that going to be?
I don't know. We can settle that.
Good.
We're organizers.
Wow. How does the organizers find someone that's
We could
gonna
get
mediate?
private security. It's all good.
What do we need security for?
Well, I don't know.
I don't need
I don't-
security.
we'll
can
use,
moderate
talking
the
about
conversation.
an
I can
impartial
moderate the
person.
conversation. I feel
like
like
this
you
one's
may be
going-
worried about like if things get out of hand.
Oh no, I'm not worried about out of hand. I'm talking
Okay.
about judgmental accusations that.
You should find out a judgmentalist by giving us real facts and telling us what you meant to do. Like, don't let
Still
us
smart language.
But my point is, don't let people from out of state run with these crazy notions. If we're saying something wrong or reporting something wrong, call us out on it. Like, let us create an open and honest dialogue. That's the important
Absolutely,
part.
absolutely.
Right.
So help us create an open and honest dialogue by telling us when we're reporting things wrong or when we're saying things wrong. Because you may think this is a Colombia issue, but it's a national issue. It really is. This is not just
But I'm
happening in
not. But
Colombia.
I'm not worried about the rest
I know
of the
you're
nation.
not,
I'm
but
worried
the
about
rest of the
people
nation
right
is
here.
paying attention because it happens in their hometowns. It happens in my hometown as well. So
We appreciate your time.
that's why
sir.
people in my hometown are following it as well.